Okay, for question number 14, let's try to solve the equation 2x minus negative half. Okay, so step number 1, we will need to find what is the range for this 2x. Okay, we know that given to us, x must be from the range 0 to 2 pi. So we need to find the range for, 2x. Okay, so to find the range, we'll just need to sub in the value of the lower limit and the upper limit for x. So 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 2 pi is 4 pi. Okay, so now the next thing, we have to solve for the reference angle. So sine 2x is equal to negative half. Since this is already the form that we want, okay, instead of making sine, cos, or tangent as the subject, okay, we will just need to find our reference angle directly by doing sine inverse of half. To remember again, we will always take the positive value to get the reference angle. Okay, if some of you have recalled properly, right, sine inverse half is actually a very nice value. It's actually one of the special angle that you have learned. So if you have specifically see the word, leave your answer in accurate form. Okay, in accurate form, in exact form, or you will see the question will say leave answer in pi, in term of pi. So when you have this question, right, it means to say if you have this part of the wording in the question itself, it means to say that the answers that you have will be term of pi and it will be some sort of a special angle. So for special angle itself, it's easier to do the conversion if it's in degree mode. Okay, so for our calculator, although you see 2 pi, we can actually use the degree mode for 2 pi here. So example, for this case, okay, I'll change the degree mode first, 0, 0. So make sure this is in degree mode, and when you do sine inverse half, you'll get a very nice value called 30 degrees. Okay, we know that pi is equals to 180 degrees. So if it's 30 degrees, how many pi will it be? You can see a difference. Okay, so 180 divided by 6 is 30 degrees, means to say this is just pi divided by 6 radian is 30 degrees. Okay, so I can write it here, pi over 6. Okay, now once we have the reference angle, we will need to identify the quadrant. Okay, which quadrant do you get a negative for sine? I hope you can recognize that it is quadrant 3 and 4. So for quadrant 3 and 4, in order to get the answer, it will be pi plus the reference angle, and the other one will be 2 pi minus the reference angle. Okay, so now let's continue to do. Okay, be very careful because now this time round we are actually working with 4 pi. It means like 2 cycles. There might be a chance that we might need to use 2 cycles. Okay, so now the answer here we are getting 2x and we get a reference angle from there. So for our answer, right, it must be in 2x first. So it's equals to the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant here. Okay, so the third quadrant, in order to get the answer, is just taking pi plus the reference angle. So if you want to use calculator to solve for this, right, we can also say that it's actually just pi. We can treat it like x. X plus 1 over 6x. In your calculator, you can also type it like this. Oops, sorry. 1 plus 1 over 6. Okay, so we get 1 whole 1/6, right? 1 whole 1/6, so just write it in as 7 pi over 6. Okay, in order to see whether there's a possibility that it can be in another cycle, a reverse or front cycle, right? We will just add the value from here. So we will prefer to work quadrant by quadrant. So if I plus a 2 pi, another cycle, do you think it will be within the range? I just plus first, you'll see. 3 whole 1/6 pi. Is 3 whole 1/6 pi between the range of 0 and 4 pi? Since it is, right, I can actually just write it as 19 pi over 6. For reading mode, we will usually prefer to actually write it in terms of in improper fraction. Okay, so that's all for the answer. Is there another way to add another cycle? You can try. If I add one more cycle, you will get a value 5 and 1/6 pi. Do you think this is within the range? Obviously it's not, right? So that's all for the answer. Now let's work on with the fourth quadrant. So for fourth quadrant, we take 2 pi minus the reference angle. So it's like saying that I take 2 minus 1 over 6. The answer you'll get will be 1 whole 5 over 6 pi, but usually we prefer to write it as improper, so it will be 11 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6. Okay, now the next thing is this. Is it possible that it can travel one more cycle? Maybe, maybe not. Let's try. So if I plus a 2, right, you get 3 whole 5 over 6 pi. Is 3 whole 5 over 6 pi within the range of 0 to 4 pi? It is, right? So it means to say 23 pi over 6 is another answer. Okay, is that all? Are we done? Hopefully don't say it's done. So it's 2x, right? We want to always solve for unknown. Unknown is like 1x, just the x itself, the unknown. So in order to solve for x itself, right, it means to say that I need to, 2x to get to x, I just need to divide by 2. So all the values here, I'll just divide by 2. 7 over 6 divided by 2 is just 7 over 12, or 7 pi over 12. Here you will get 11 pi over 12, 19 pi over 12, and 23 pi over 12. Okay, and that's all for the answer. And if you do a quick check, right, 23 over 12 is actually, 23 divided by 12. 23 divided by 12 is actually less than 2 pi. So it's the correct range. Okay, so like that, I'll just need to leave my answer in ascending order. Pi over 12 and 11 pi over 12, 23 pi over 12. And that's all for the answer. Okay, just one more point to take note of. If let's say you do not see the word in exact form or in terms of pi, right, you can also leave your answer in terms of radian mode. Meaning to say, I can actually just keep my range like this, the same way that I usually do a solving question. Keep it as a radian mode. Okay, so if you want, you can also do your sine inverse half from here. The answer wouldn't be very nice. But what happens is that you can use the same way to actually get the other 4 answers. Okay, yeah, so because it's not required. So we will accept both answers. Okay, that's all for question 14. Hope you understand.